Oh my god, this game came out in 2010? Yeah, I didn't I didn't realize, I guess I forgot it was that old. This is Metro 2033. Playing it on PC, of course. This is the Redux version. Not sure when the Redux version came out, but I believe it came out after Metro Last Light. And they had an updated graphical engine, and they, transferred the original game into that for better lighting and things like that. I think it just runs a little bit better overall as well. Recently I'd played Metro Exodus and beat it, and that made me wish that I had played the original games. When Metro 2033 came out, I tried it and couldn't get into it. Didn't really get far. Didn't get past like the first 15 minutes or something. And there was some initial thing about the game where maybe the controls felt slightly, I don't know, laggy, or like the weapons didn't really feel like they connected. There's something that you need to get used to. But as I've gotten into the game, really just a little bit further, it started to get better and better, started to feel better and better. I'm not sure if that's partially to do with the fact this is the Redux version. Maybe, it does control a little bit quicker or more responsively. Sometimes the weapons is still hard to, especially the revolver, doesn't really feel like it's connecting. You don't feel like it's connecting, if you're hitting or missing. There's something a little strange there with the weapons. They're not 100% perfect, but it gets better as you get the AK-47 and the air rifle, which I have but haven't used much. I mostly just use the AK. And just like in Exodus, I use the AK pretty much just stock. Like, you can get weapon upgrades in this game, big night vision scopes, but it's just so bulky on your weapon that it hides a lot of your view when you don't have the weapon, shouldered, and you're looking through the scope. So I actually just like the AK as it is, stock with the iron sights. Iron sights are really easy to see in this game. They've got some sort of, either glow in the dark or fiber optics on them, so they're easy to pick up. It's really easy to use just with the iron sights, I find. But yeah, there is weapons upgrades in this game, very basic weapons upgrades. Although for the most part, I find you don't need to buy them because you'll eventually find, if there's you can buy a suppressor for the revolver. But I eventually just found the revolver with the suppressor already on it, and same with the AK stuff. Like you'll find AKs on the ground that have the reflex sights or the scopes already on them. So what's the point in buying them if you can just find them on the ground? Not really sure, but you do need to buy ammo. Again, you'll find ammo on the ground. You'll find a lot of ammo on the ground. So actually, even that's up for debate. Do you even need to bother buying ammo? Yeah, everyone you kill, you're going to pick up ammo off of them. So I'm actually finding that there's always an abundance of ammo and the health kits. Even the health kits, most of the time I can't pick them up because you can only hold 5, and I'm not using them enough. So there's always ones around to pick up, but I can't even pick them up because I'm still maxed out at 5. So either way, I'm liking this game a lot. I'm about 4 hours in right now. It's about a 9-hour game, so I'm not quite, I guess, halfway through the game yet, but definitely liking a lot more than my initial impression the first time I tried to play this game and didn't quite get into it. Again, I don't know if some of that has to do with the fact this is a Redux version, but yeah, awesome game. It's like $5 on Steam I actually had, I had the Metro 2033 for a long time and hadn't really played it. But the Redux version I just picked up on Steam for like $5. So it's definitely worth picking up. Now that I've gotten into it, I'm really liking this game. I'm playing this on PC, of course, at 1440p Ultra. My monitor's 1440p, so that's what we're running it at. It's running at about 90 frames per second, 1440p Ultra. Obviously, it's an older game. I don't know if it maxes out at 90. I would think, actually, my system would even run this game higher than that. Again, it's a game from 2014, so keep that in mind. You're watching it in 4K because that's just when I do the video editing, I can take the 1440p video files and then basically upscale them to 4K just for the... It's a little bit easier when you're to export as 4K, and then when you upload it to YouTube at 4K, they allocate like a little bit more bandwidth for like the bit rate, so you get a little less, maybe a little less artifacting or better color. Even though this is really only 1440p, your video option will say 4K. This game is a survival horror. It takes place in Russia, sort of after, I guess, World War III, when everything's been nuked, and it's called Metro 2033 because you sort of live in the old metro stations. The old subway stations is kind of where everyone who has survived has taken shelter. A very interesting game. This one has an alien. Yes, and there's aliens in this one. There's a little bit of a sci-fi aspect mixed in. Yeah, I haven't really figured out what is exactly up with the aliens yet. It seems like maybe they are trying to help humankind. Maybe they want to stop. You know, the whole world's basically been annihilated by nuclear war. So it's maybe they want to like try and help us to like change history or something. I'm not really sure. The aliens add a bit of a more horror side to the survival horror on this game compared to Exodus. This one has some aspects that are just a little bit more creepy with the aliens and kind of like the mind games that the aliens can play with the humans. So it looks like Redux came out in 2014, and yeah, basically, like I thought, they used the engine from Last Light. Says that there's also some gameplay changes from Last Light, including improved controls, combat, stealth mechanics, and AI. Okay, so that sort of makes sense from what I remember. Again, I remember the game's controls feeling a little disconnected, a little laggy, hard to like turn around and aim the gun really quickly. In this one, it was almost the opposite. The like default mouse sensitivity almost seemed too high, in like relation to my mouse DPI settings, obviously. But I mean, like at my normal DPI settings, it's very twitchy, very fast inputs. So yeah, the game does feel like it controls better, and like apparently there's some other improvements along with the graphics, the lighting. Like I said, the lighting looks really good for a game. I guess you would say for a game from 2014, the lighting looks really good. For a game from 2010, this looks amazing. So, but I mean, obviously, we're not looking at the game from 2010. Again, I haven't played Metro Exodus first and then coming back to this one. It's nice to see that a lot of things have been there since the beginning. You've got the hand pump to like generator to charge your flashlight. The fact the air rifle is in here. You've got the gas mask, and you've got to change filters on the gas mask. Again, with those, I'm not finding that I'm running out of filters. Anyways, that is Metro 2033 Redux. Definitely worth it. $5 on Steam. Absolutely worth it. It's a great game. I'm glad that I've gotten into this one. And I'll probably be playing Last Light next.